In the time it takes to watch this video, another name will be added to the nation's organ transplant waiting list. Organ donation, giving life a second chance.
Almost like he wasn't made for this earth. Almost too good. And
he had a strong belief in God, and that's the way he lived, and that's what he believed. And he was probably one of the most godly people I ever met. He would do anything for you, and he always thought of you first. And that's just how he was.
He was just a real giving person his whole life. The mission trips he went on, and he loved football. He was kind of a shy, strong, silent type.
All boy. I mean, rough, tough, wasn't scared of anything, but put a puppy in his arms or a baby, even a baby, he would just melt.
Yeah. He was in high school when he rode around with my brother in an ambulance and as a paramedic, and decided he wanted to go into nursing and helping others. So he did that, and he graduated from the University of Mobile with honors. He won 2 honors at the graduation ceremony, and he was a nurse for a short while. When he had a car accident, and it was an afternoon, there was no other cars or vehicles involved, and he was south flighted to the medical center in Mobile.
I had the afternoon off, and I was out riding my motorcycle, and I didn't have any strange feeling anything was wrong or anything, but I got home and walked in and was just staring at the phone, and it rang. And when I picked it up, it was a nurse, and all she would say was I the father? And I said, yes, and she would just say, I'm so sorry. And she couldn't even talk to me, and that's when I had to contact them. So it was a shock.
We were told he was brain dead, so we had to make that decision what to do. And we knew Josh wanted to be an organ donor. He talked about those things at home a lot. After he came home from work, he would talk about different things that normal families wouldn't talk about at the dinner table, and different things that would happen that day. And we knew how he felt. So that wasn't a hard decision for us to make. We knew Josh would want to save lives.
Yeah, it was definitely a shock when he died. Probably the only comforting part is when we knew what he wanted to do after he was died. I think he had seen how many people had suffered working at the hospital, and if more people on a daily basis could see something like that, they realize how many people actually are on a waiting list for an organ and how big of a deal it actually is. So with him being able to see that, I think it was an easy decision for him to make, and when he let us know, it therefore made us have an easy decision. And really, it's just, he was able to see that, so he knew the suffering going on, and he knew it was an easy thing he could do to solve it. But then later on, when you're able to meet the organ recipients and people like that, it really is a healing process after that. And you only can go up from there, because you've been at a bottom.
That's true. I remember when we met Larry for the first time, the heart recipient. He is so much like Josh, and it's so nice to have someone who is grateful the way he is for the life that he has been given because of Josh. Well, he has a table in his house that he has set up with Josh's picture and the Bible and different cards, and he says he wouldn't have been able to even meet his granddaughter ever. He knows that he was he was close to dying when he received Josh's heart. We've talked to the liver recipient, and he was in the same situation. In fact, their whole church was praying for Steve to get a liver, and he is very, grateful also. We haven't met everybody, but the double lung recipient in Tampa, Florida, real special young man who had always had to go around with an oxygen tank to breathe. And I remember the first letter we got where he said, I don't have to carry my tank anymore. And I thank Josh.
Yeah, at one point we were able to meet Larry's, almost his whole family, a large part of it. And to be able to see the kids and realize that they're able to have a grandfather for years to come instead that may not have happened, something like that, that made me proud of my brother.
You know, losing a son, it's horrible. The grief is horrible. But afterwards, to help with the healing, meeting these people's lives that Josh has saved has made them like family with us. And it helps with that process a lot. The year Josh, died in a car wreck was 2003, and that year a quarter came out from the state of Maine, and on the back of it was a lighthouse and a sailboat. And Josh decorated his room with lighthouses and sailboats. He always lived at home. He didn't move out, and so he loved both those images. And for that year to have that on the back of the quarter, people, all of his friends, leave him at the gravesite now with the sailboat and the lighthouse turned up. And it's just become an image, like you said, of a bright light in a dark spot, and that's what Josh was when he was here on Earth, and that's what he was for our lives too.
And then maybe all this did happen for a reason, and maybe the whole reason was to help out with organ donation and save more lives and really get his story out there.
So many have heard Josh's story, and hope to hear it in the future. So I think he's saved lives, but his story is also touching other people and maybe helping them make a decision about organ donation too. Joel and I immediately a couple of weeks after we buried Josh, he just got up one day and said, "Come on," and we went down in the driver's license place, and we had no address change or anything. All we wanted was organ donor put on our driver's license in honor of Josh, and we did that immediately. It was definitely made us more supportive of it ourselves, and we signed up.
I was very proud of him when he was alive, but I'm very proud of what he helped these people live.
I think some of us can live on this earth a long time and not do near as much as what Josh did in his short 23 years. I think it may have been preordained for him. I am so thankful for every day that he was in our lives. And I am proud of the man he became and this decision that he made. Josh's last act on earth was to save lives.